And welcome back to Twins Tuesday Live here on Fox 9. Beautiful night out here at the ballpark as we get ready for this game tonight at 6:40, first pitch against the Mets. And for the crowd out here tonight, they're going to be treated to a little bit better weather than the crowd had last night with some rain and colder temperatures. But we are so excited to carry this game, and we'll be carrying a lot of games.
15, in fact.
15 total throughout the season from now until September on broadcast television.
Tuesdays and Saturdays, right?
That's right. A real treat for us and hopefully for you, the fans.
One of the guys involved in that, Jim Rich, and Jim is down on the field right now. He's going to be part of our broadcast tonight as well. Jim, you got a chance to talk to a very popular Twins player today.
Yeah, you guys know the Twins need a spark right now, right? They've only won 5 games so far this season, and that spark may be very close to joining the club because Royce Lewis said he is getting closer every day. He was taking part in the infield today, and I caught up with him just to ask him point blank, Royce, how the heck are you doing?
Real close, just excited, you know, being a part of the team, even just being on the bench and rooting for my teammates is it's always special. It means a lot to me because I want to, you know, whether we're doing great or we're doing bad, you know, I want to be there with every moment because at the end of the day we're a family and I want to be there with my family.
And it's got to make it so much easier, the rehab, when you're this close and you can be with your teammates and you can have these conversations and talk game and get your mind back into baseball and not just about how my body's feeling today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, you still have to deal with your own body and stuff, but you got your own workload that you do. You know, my day ends right about at BP time. So then at the end of the day, I get to be a teammate for, you know, the next 5 hours after that, which is great. And it helps me a lot because then I can just have fun and appreciate the reason why I love the game again.
How surprised are you by the start of this team? Because you guys did all the extra drills, you did all the extra work in spring training to avoid something like this, yet it pops up.
Yeah, well, that's just baseball. You know what I mean? You can do everything right and still be wrong. You can hit 100 balls at 100+ miles an hour and they can all be outs. Or some days you can hit a ball off the end of the bat for 20 miles an hour and it could be hits. So it's just one of those games that you got to play and you got to keep pushing. That's why we have 162. If this was football, I'd tell you we're out of the postseason, but it's not. We got 162 games, so we got, what, 140+ more to go, and I haven't even got to play yet. So I'm just looking forward for my opportunity as well to get in here and hopefully help jumpstart this team.
And just a few guys that I've talked to already are still very positive about this, you know, and you guys are out there taking extra drills again today to get this team ready, to make sure that you're doing everything possible as a team to make sure that this team can go on a run.
Yeah, you know what, I think that's the reason why we're positive is that we know we're doing everything we can. It's a hard game. We're running into our hard teams as well. You know, the Mets are coming in real hot and winning 9 of their last 11 with the pitching ERA is unbelievable. You know, our bats haven't got off to a hot start yet, but 15 games, you know, the next 15 games we could be the best team in baseball. So that's why we play the sport. We all love it. It's a game of failure. So at times it definitely sucks and you feel this, you know, right now going through this tough stretch, but at the same time there's going to be really good stretches where I just hope the fans can understand that it's going to be a roller coaster. That's how baseball is. Even the best teams, you know, whether it's the Dodgers or whatever teams of last year where they win 100 games, they still lose 62 games. So if we've only lost 12, yeah, it looks bad early, but if we go on a streak of 20 in a row, now you look at the record and you go, oh, well, they're actually a good team. So you can't, you know, don't harp on the early struggles or the early successes. You know, you definitely have to ride out the whole season.
Now, see, don't you guys feel better about the Twins already? Just hearing Royce putting it into perspective of where this team is and how early we are into the season and how much baseball is still ahead of us. So, Randy Kelsey, I figured he was the guy to get us in the right mood for this Mets game coming up here on Fox 9.
Absolutely.
He is a great player. If you're talking optimism, that kid is always a smile
painted on his face.
Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, thank you, Jim. Yeah, throwing out the ceremonial first pitch tonight, Carl Rogan, and he is the grandson of Wilbur Bullet Joe Rogan. Bullet Joe was known as one of the best players in the Negro Leagues, playing for the Kansas City Monarchs. And Carl is joining us right now, and he has a powerful nod to his grandfather tonight with the Kansas City Monarchs hat and jersey on. Carl, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, certainly an honor for me. Thank you.
And we want to talk about that first pitch as well, but first, tell us about the impact of your grandfather and the stories that you like to share with people.
Well, I think the biggest stories is that he didn't look like a ball player. He was 5'7", 165 pounds. And if you lined up 10 ball players on the field and say, pick out which one was the best athlete, he would probably be the last one that he would pick. He just did not look like an athlete. He didn't look like a professional. And his mannerisms, off the field, he was just really low key. He was just laid back and that. But when I heard the stories and I listened to a lot of the people talk, and then I read just all of the things that were written about him, when he went on the field, there was a transformation. I mean, he was absolutely, a competitor, to the point where there wasn't any batter that he faced that he didn't believe that he could beat. And he did that to the point, he says, I would go to a batter and tell him what pitch I'm going to throw him, and I dare him to hit it. I mean, that to me is the ultimate of confidence and just your skill level.
So the original trash talker in baseball. I love it. He even played in the U.S. Army, right?
I was in, well, he did, yes.
Yeah.
24th Infantry, and then when he was discharged, he re-enlisted in the 25th Infantry, which was considered the wreckers. And they were called that for one reason. They were almost unbeatable. Like in 3 years, they had something like a 65-3 record. They were considered the best baseball team in the service. They were over in Hawaii at the time, so it had to have been a fun time.
Oh, I would think. Got a lot of baseball in there for sure.
Here on Jackie Robinson Night, real quick, just tell us how important it is for you and your family to get these stories out to the public, to let them know that some of the best baseball players in the country of their time in the 40s weren't playing in Major League Baseball, they were playing in the Negro Leagues.
Well, there's so many good players that people never heard about. And I think the legacy that they added to not just the league, but just to the aura of the team and everything else. I mean, it was fantastic. And you need people to bring those things to light. Let them know that, under those conditions, and you ask yourself, if you were being spit at and called names, how do you perform under that?
Right.
So it takes a real champion and a real person of character in order to deal with those issues and, and play the ball the way that they want to play.
All right. Well, I don't want to make you nervous, but you've got that first ceremonial pitch tonight. How you feeling about that?
Well, I was telling people, it's pretty tough to do in 3 weeks, what you haven't done in 60 years. So.
I hear you.
So
you're going to be great out there, Carl.
Just get it in the right direction, Carl.
When I go out, I do the best I can.
That's right.
It ain't maybe not the best that I can do all along, but it's the best that I can do tonight.
Carl,
so
it'll be fine.
I'm going to give it my best shot.
Well, we'll have it on TV, so.
Yeah. And when